Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Maggie, and for today's video I'm going to be testing out the Hourglass Hydrating Skin Tint. I picked this up yesterday at Brown Thomas and I went into the store and picked up the shade 13. I shade matched it in store, and I also picked up the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. I shade matched this in store as well, and I picked up the shade Flax. The nice thing is that Brown Thomas actually gave me a little goodie bag with my purchase, and I got in there the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, the Hourglass Vanish Hydrating Primer, and the Hourglass Unlocked Instant Extensions Mascara. These names are so long. But I have been wanting to try out the Vanish Primer, Airbrush Primer, for some time now, and so I'm very excited that I can try it out in the sample. Let's get started on the skin tint, and this is what the packaging looks like. Well, the box, not the actual packaging, so I'm going to just open it up, and this is what the actual packaging looks like. So it is 35 mils, and I paid 54 euros for this at Brown Thomas, and it's a very sleek packaging, perfect for, you know, a normal skin tint. My only issue with this packaging is that because this is white, I think it's going to get dirty very quickly, but I do like the packaging. Here it has the Hourglass H logo, and then when we open it up, it has a little nozzle that we can get the product out of. So I did shade match this in store, and I'll show you very quickly. This is quite a nice shade for me. It does look a little bit light on my hand, but once I blended it out, it looked perfect. So, and it feels so nice and moisturizing. It actually feels like a moisturizer, so I'm really happy to try this out. Then the packaging for the Vanish Airbrush Concealer, these names. So I got it in Flax, and this is what the packaging looks like. So it's a very nice frosted glass, and it also has the logo on top. It feels very nice. I missed now, but it has this little flat applicator. I'm gonna just try and clean this up. No, not really. And then I tested this out in store as well. I bought the one shade lighter for my under eye area. So I tested out Maple and Flax, and Maple is pretty much my shade, but I took one shade lighter because I wanted this for my under eye area. It feels really moisturizing as well. It doesn't feel dry on the skin, so I took it. I'll very quickly show you the packaging for the free samples that I got. So this is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and it's in a very nice little flat container, and it has an H where the holes of the powder. It does have a little sticker here, so it's not missing at the moment, but as soon as I take the sticker out, it will. So I will use this powder to set the concealer today. This is what the Hourglass Vanish Primer looks like. It's a very nice frosted bottle as well, and it has a little applicator like that. Okay, interesting. I will try this on one side of my face today. And lastly, the Instant Extensions mascara. This is what the mascara looks like, and it has the cute little bunny. Let me actually show you the front, and let's see what the applicator looks like. Oh, it's a thin applicator. Okay, so I'll be using all of these today, but let's get started on the skin tint. Before I get started on applying the skin tint to my face, I want to quickly do a comparison of the two shades. This is the skin tint and this is the soft glow foundation. I'm going to put on a small amount of ambient soft glow foundation. This is a very it's a very sort of liquidy foundation, and so even though I added like a drop, a lot went on. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of this and maybe put it here. I've put a little bit of skin tint next to it, and now let's have a look. Okay, so the skin tint looks like a very subtle, it does have coverage. It did cover that little spot on my hand, but it has a very nice subtle finish, very skin-like and very glowy. And this is the Hourglass foundation, just a small amount of it, so light coverage. And then, I mean, if I blend this out a bit more, this is quite full. The shade is pretty much the same. This does look yellow, but it's just too much foundation. This is more of what the shade looks like when you apply it. And so the shade comparison between these two are quite similar, but this is really beautiful glowy finish. I'm excited to try this out. I'm going to start with using a little bit of the primer on, let me see, this side of my face. Just going to put a little bit on, especially around this area. I don't know how much of this to use, so I'm going to just put some on the back of my hand, maybe this much. And I'm going to apply this with a brush because I'm not a fan of sponge application, so I'm going to see how this goes with the brush. I'm going to first do the side without primer. This is one very thin light layer on this side of my face. It does have a really nice healthy skin-like glow, and it has very slightly evened out my complexion. It's a very sheer coverage, but it is a skin tint, so that's what you expect from it. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing at the moment, and I'm going to build it up just a little bit more and see what it looks like, and then I will finish off on the other side of my face where I have the primer. This is a full face of the Hydrating Skin Tint, and I am loving how it looks so far. I'm trying to see if there's a difference between the side that has primer and the side that doesn't. But I don't really notice that much of a difference. I do see that it's, it's blurred a little bit of this area, but this side has as well, and it didn't have primer, so I don't really see that much of a difference. I don't see any creasing in the under eye area, but I did blend it out with the brush quite a bit. So I'm going to go in and try out the concealer and let's see what it looks like. That went on so easily. I'm using a Refa 35 brush just to pat it in. This is what the concealer looks like, and I really like the feel of it. So I blended it out quite a bit with the brush. So it's quite a very thin layer under my eye, but it still has very good coverage. I didn't leave it on for it to, sort of dry a bit before I did this. So it did have a nice amount of thickness that thickness and coverage that, allowed me to use it immediately, and it feels very light on my skin. I know that it's probably going to creep up into my fine lines because I have quite a bit of fine lines there, but I'm going to try out the setting powder, and we will set this with the powder and see how it looks. Before I set this with the powder, I'm just going to go in with the brush one more time to make sure that there aren't any creasing lines that I can't see. But having a quick glance at it again, I don't see any creasing. But just to be safe, I'm going to make sure. And then I'm going to use a Refa 18 brush. And I'm going to just pick up a little bit of the powder. I'm going to dust it off on the back of my hand and then set it very lightly. This is the concealer set with the Hourglass powder. It's set quite nicely. I didn't use too much. I used just a light dusting of powder, especially since it's a translucent powder. I didn't want it to look, I don't want to look like a ghost. So I just used a tiny amount. I'm going to complete the rest of my makeup and I'll come back to try out the mascara. I have completed the rest of my makeup, so now let's try out the Hourglass Instant Extensions Mascara. Okay, well, this is one coat of the mascara and it does look like instant extensions. My only issue is because I have hooded eyes, it has missed a little. I'm gonna just clean it up. I think I'm gonna have to keep my eyes closed until until it's dry because it really does lengthen and it curves it in a way that it does touch my hooded eyes. I'm gonna complete the other eye and the under eye and then we will see what it looks like. This is one coat of the Hourglass Instant Extensions Mascara and I will say it does look like instant extensions. I do really like how it looks. It was very easy to use. I do like this little applicator. It's nice and thin, so it's easy to kind of reach in there to the inner corner and the outer corner as well. And it does lengthen quite a bit. I'm quite happy. Who doesn't like long lashes? Even though I have hooded eyes, I do like long lashes. This is the finished look. I'm going to come in a bit closer just to see how all of the products are looking on my skin. I'm really liking how everything looks. I see just a tiny bit of creasing around my nose, but that's normal. I usually get a bit more creasing around my nose if I'm wearing a foundation, but there's almost no creasing around my nose here. I don't see any further creasing of concealer or skin tint under the eye area. I did set it very light dusting of powder, but it still looks good. You can see my fine lines there, but there's no creasing, so I'm very, very happy about that. And I really like the coverage. It's a very beautiful, natural finish and natural coverage as well. It doesn't look like there's too much. So for an everyday look, I'm really going to enjoy using this product. And I love the glow. It's giving me a glow, but it also blurred out the pore area. So this is the side with the airbrush primer, and this is the side without any primer, but both sides look a little bit blurred, but it still has this natural glowy look. And that's something that I've not come across with glowy products, because glowy products usually enhance this area, and this has actually smoothed it out a little even without the primer, but still giving me a very nice natural finish. Overall, I'm very happy with the products. I love how all of them feel on the skin. I just used a light dusting of the powder because I'm scared that, especially since it's a translucent powder, it's quite a white powder. I don't want it to look very ghost-like on my skin, but it does. The concealer and the powder has brightened up under my eyes a bit, but not too much that I do look like a ghost. I think so anyway, from what I see. I hope I don't look like a ghost, or if I do, I can just pop around the corner and scare the husband very quickly. Why not? Such fun. I'm going to do a very quick rundown on each product. The skin tint I absolutely love. It does feel very moisturizing, as the claim stated. It feels like a moisturizer. So in terms of, moisturizing, my skin just feels like I put on a really nice moisturizer, but it also evened out my complexion, and it's giving me this beautiful glow, but it also blurred out a little bit, especially on this side because I don't have primer on this side. So I am loving the skin tint. I am going to continue using this product, and I will probably give you more updates on this product on my Instagram channel. The concealer as well, my initial impressions, I'm really impressed with it. It's quite a very light yet creamy formula. It blends in like a dream, and even though I blended it out quite thin, it still gave me good coverage. The mascara, I don't think I even need to say anything. It does look like I'm wearing extensions, and I have never worn extensions in my life, so I'm very happy with the mascara as well. The primer I will have to test a bit more, I think, because I don't really see a difference. The only thing I can say about the primer is that when I put it on, it felt really light and smooth. It didn't feel silicone-y like most blurring primers do. And I'll probably put more information about that on my Instagram as well. I hope that this video was helpful to you. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you would like more beauty content from me. I also have an Instagram channel where I post a bit more beauty content, usually shorter content, or a quick story or something if I purchase something. So do check out my Instagram channel for more beauty content as well. And thank you so much again for watching. I hope to see you again on my channel. Bye bye.